Hello, thank you for watching the Political Port. So I came across an article that infuriated me. Um, they experimented with the avian flu with an adjuvant called squalene, and it pisses me off because it's illegal. It was an illegal adjuvant, and yet they're trying to claim that the flu shot works better with the adjuvant. And better for who? Better for who? The elitists who want to depopulate the earth, or better for the people who actually want a supposed cure? Because this adjuvant is what caused Gulf War syndrome. It's what's caused many veterans, to include myself, to become quite ill via the anthrax vaccine, which had the illegal adjuvant squalene in it. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're putting this in your children's shots now. Your children will be getting autoimmune diseases if they continue to put this in vaccinations. And they're trying to make it look like it's a good thing that the adjuvant worked in this. It's illegal. It is illegal. It is an illegal adjuvant. It is not legal in the United States, and yet they're experimenting with it. And when I say experimenting, it's not even an experiment. They already know what it does, and yet they're still putting it in vaccines and injecting it in people, knowing damn well it causes things like lupus and ALS, things like that. You know how many freaking veterans have died from that shit? You know, a lot of people want to claim Gulf War syndrome was from chemicals in the Iraq War, the first Iraq War, but they don't seem to realize how many of those veterans did not ever step foot in the Gulf. They never went there, and they have Gulf War syndrome. They're sick with it. Why? Because the government doesn't want people to know that they illegally tested on troops with this Vaccine A during the Gulf War. The first Gulf War was called Vaccine A. Then in 1998, President Clinton signed an executive order allowing all troops to be experimented on without their consent or knowledge. Thus, they got the anthrax vaccine at that point. They were allowed to give it a name at that point. And many troops have become ill. And, you know, some of them become ill. You know, autoimmune disease can take up to 10 years to show up in the bloodstream. So these people have suffered for 10 years not even knowing what the fuck's wrong with them. Me included. It took me about 10 years to finally get my blood to show what the fuck was going on with me, before it finally showed up on ANA. And here they are, gloating. It works so much better with the adjuvant. Thus, we should start putting it in all vaccines. I mean, I don't think people get the severity of this. And if you go back and watch my vaccine playlist, this is a very sick thing. They not only tested on the troops with the anthrax vaccine that contains this illegal adjuvant, now they've made it okay to test on babies. Babies with the anthrax vaccine. So you think this avian flu, they're not going to start doing that next? Then put it in, oh, they did put it in H1N1 flu shot, didn't they? Yes. They're putting illegal shit in vaccines, and parents haven't a clue. Not a clue. They think it's okay. And who is going to stop them? Parents in the millions are still lining up to vaccinate their children. The vaccine industry has a bunch of clueless allies, but it works for them. Those parents, those uneducated parents who haven't a clue on what they are injecting their children with, are the perfect allies. They blindly stand up for the vaccine industry. And the vaccine industry is putting things like formaldehyde, aluminum, lead, mercury, polysorbate 80, borax, and aborted fetal cells, diseased animal cells, along with illegal adjuvants in these vaccines. And these parents haven't a clue and will consistently and constantly stand up for this vaccine industry that is knowingly poisoning their children. What a perfect ally, huh? Wow. I mean, when I read this article, I was so infuriated. I couldn't, I was just so enraged. I couldn't believe, oh my gosh, they're gloating about injecting people with this illegal adjuvant. It even says it in the article. Not legal in the United States, but it's legal in Europe. They know damn well this makes people sick and they have no problems using it. That's insane. That's definitely not somebody I want injecting me. Someone who knows something's going to make you sicker and yet you want to line up for that? Wow. Why don't you go ahead and do some Google images of what Gulf War syndrome looks like, or what Lou Gehrig's disease looks like, or what lupus looks like, and tell me if you want that shit when you can prevent it by not getting these vaccines that they know have illegal shit in them. I mean, I can only warn you so much, you know. You have to go do the research yourself. You have to go check it out yourself. You have to look at things yourself. I can only tell you so many times. I don't want you to take things from me. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go find out for yourself. See what they're doing to you. See what they're doing to your children. See what they're doing to the troops. You think they sent these 4,000 plus troops to the freaking Ebola epicenter without experimenting on them with an Ebola vaccine? You're fucking crazy if you think that every time their troops go somewhere, they're being experimented on. You think it ended with the Tuskegee Airmen? Nope. You think it ended with Agent Orange? Nope. They're constantly experimenting on troops. And then they go find out what it does, if it really fucks them up, and then they release that into the population. Doesn't that make you feel so good about your government? Using troops as guinea pigs, and when they find out what fucks them up really bad, then they release it out into the population. People go, well, they didn't release Agent Orange into the population. Really? Why don't you go talk to the USDA about that and see if they haven't released or okayed Agent Orange to be released into the American population. Why don't you go call them right now and find out. Go Google it. Find out. What this squalene does to people is unforgivable. And it doesn't discriminate. Women are definitely affected more than men are with it. But it doesn't discriminate. Don't care if you're black or white or green or brown or, you know, purple, orange, whatever. It don't care. It attacks your body. It does horrible damage to the body. It kills. And they know this, and yet here they are gloating about experimenting with it. Anyways, articles in the description box. Thanks for watching.